In this episode, I'm using a whole pig head to feed my family. Some of my family, at least. I'm using an ancient family recipe passed from generation to generation. Tamales. And because of how much work goes into these, we make this once a year, every year. In my household, we love the holidays. And the holidays mean three things to us: family, Christmas, and making tamales. Normally in my videos, I put a nice chef line or twist to it. But because we're dealing with such a traditional recipe, I wanted to show you the exact way that my family and I make it every year for the holidays. And this starts out with the Christmas Day Texas road trip from Houston to Robstown to make sure we visit as much family as possible for the holidays. Complete with salsa bars and Christmas Frankenstein. The main ingredient for our tamales is a pig head. You want to boil this for at least 5 hours until the meat is super soft. It tastes amazing. It's super soft with a marriage of textures and flavors. The reason that pig head's often used is because it is cheap. There are three main components to the best tasting tamales. The first one being tradition. Even though we have an electric grinder, for the tamales we like using a handheld one. It's more work, but you can really feel the meat and if there's any bone fragments in there. The head provides a lot of flavor for two particular reasons. A, it has a lot of bone, which adds a lot of flavor. And B, the different types of meats that are inside the head. We have tongue, cheek, brain, and skin to name a few. The tamale meat is almost ready. We need to season it, which brings us to the second component for great tamales: flavor. We like using guajillo chilies. Guajillo chilies are going to be dried off Mirasol chilies. It will completely change the flavor profile of the ingredient and also the dish you use it in. The mocha head is going to be the best way to grind these chilies and release the most flavor from this ingredient. Using it on the garlic will also bring out different flavors. Cooking with crushed garlic is much different than cooking with chopped garlic. And we want to cook it into the meat. Writing down recipes has always been difficult for me. A lot of my family doesn't measure when they cook. You work with it hands and taste. And with that, you develop a great connection with that dish. Tamales can be very messy and take up a lot of space. A clean and spacious kitchen is very important for this process. If there's one part I would like to break tradition and use a machine, it's with the mixing of the masa. But we still do it by hand, and it's a workout. As we're mixing the masa with the lard, we're adding meat broth and salt to give it flavor. Our goal is to make it taste good and add enough lard so that way it doesn't stick to the corn husk.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like that.
When doing it by hand, it's always helpful having multiple people there.
Ahí está ya.
A couple pictures of it.
Okay.
Different countries will use different wraps. I grew up using corn husks. Before you can use them though, you have to let them soak in hot water for 15 minutes. This will make them easy to work with and keep their shape. Now it's time to apply the masa and wrap the tamales, which brings us to the final component of great tamales.
Remember, mijito, there was a tequila scandal?
Chisme or gossip.
Y era una noche de chismear, you know.
So it's just conversation, laughing, we all sit with our spoon. That's
That's
what
what
it's about.
Whenever you're sitting around the prep table doing mindless work, you really bond. Hector came into town from
his family,
and we all met up together. He's been working the past few years at a non-profit recovery center. For the masa, I'm focusing on two things: making it smooth and not applying a thick layer of masa. And just catching up, honestly. His games revolve around fishing. I usually use a spoon, but sometimes I'll try other tools.
See, because see, it's very close. And then only like up to here and a little bit more masa.
Okay. Before I go back to the spoon. You could ask 5 different families for the tamale recipe, and you'll get 5 different answers. Each family will have their own recipe and their own technique.
Masa, we go like this.
Yes.
But then with
After we wrap them, we want to line them up in a pot with some room at the bottom for some water. We'll be using steam to cook these so the masa doesn't dry off. And the towel on top helps keep the steam in there. After we cover it, we want to steam it for 1 hour, and then most importantly, we want to let it sit for 1 hour afterwards so the dough doesn't stick to the husk.
This is what our culture does. Yeah, we do tamales, we get together.
$48 for 3 dozen.
Let's try this out.
Sophia, there's plenty, Sophia.
Get one more.
No, Sophia, there's
But you're already done.
I'm good. Sophia, there's plenty. Don't.
Try it by itself first. With no ketchup.
Yes. Look, you're daring, son.
I know. I made a salsa using apocalypse scorpion peppers, but they were old and not as spicy anymore.
They're really hot, that one?
Not yet. But we'll see in 10 more seconds.
They're not as spicy as I thought they would be.
Okay.
One. And then after I pour it.
Let's see, Karen. Let's see. Oh,
Like
no,
it?
I like the spiciness.
Nice.
It's good.
One of the most controversial ways to eat tamales is with ketchup.
I like my tamales. I like to go like this and then dip them in my ketchup. And go back.
Let me know in the comments if you're team ketchup or team no ketchup. Our family was fed with just some corn masa, lard, and a pig head, and we still had plenty left over. We made about 10 dozen total. And we'll eat these for the next week. When you're passing down recipes, you're passing down much more than just flavor.
I know I say this all the time, that estos tamales, they're good tamales. Some of the best tamales, really, anywhere. Not too much masa, not dry.
My grandma would make nalgaos.
Like
Like this. Yeah. The masa,
Primo?
you go like this.
Yes.
But they would put
And they would
chili.
make them too.
They would put chili in them, jar. It was the dough that was.
And remember, the chisme always gets better after dark.
What is she dressed as? He's like, she's a puta.
We dressed him like a girl. It was Halloween. He was little. I dressed him how I wanted.
Was so drunk, you know where she was at? She was under
Andrea's bed.
Did that, we didn't know where she was, and she was asleep, but it was on the washer.
He flipped her off and it was my mom. She didn't like to drive on the lines because she said that they would waste the tires, so she would drive on the center.
If you want to get more of us video, just subscribe to the channel for we can record more of cooking videos.
I like the votes.
Make sure to like and subscribe.